I want to share a bit of a conversation that I had with a dear friend regarding the topic that I spoke about last week, which is making amends with an adult child and whether that's possible and how to do it. She said that her children were mad at her. There was a rupture in the family and that she left the marital home and started a new relationship, and her children were angry with her. Her sons said that she handled it in a poor way and didn't tell them on time or didn't tell them the full truth, and that they felt betrayed. And also that she had done these kind of inconsiderate things in the past, and they were angry with her and didn't want to speak with her until she changed. And she said, what about all the times that I cared for them and we feel close with each other? I can even recollect, she said, times in the recent past where we were sharing really intimate things and I was being very supportive. And I have so many recollections of supporting them through their childhood. And so she said to herself, I think this is just a phase and I think they're going to get over it. And I just am thinking, well, this is just something that they're going to deal with and then they'll come back to me. And I said to her, I agree that it's also a developmental phase where they're getting over the grief of the family status changing and that their mom is not focused solely on keeping their original family together. There's also, though, a dismissive quality about that the children are trying to tell her something that it's possible that she can grow and change from, and that it's possible that they have a good relationship, but there are parts of it that where the children feel distant and that they are not able to be close with their mom because of various patterns in their relationship over the past. And one of the things she said was that she was harsh and she was demanding and required them to have high standards for homework and different things, that this repeated pattern of them saying, you were inconsiderate to us, or you didn't take us into consideration and our feelings, is something she needs to actually address. And she said, I don't know that I can. I'm old, being 50 years old, thinking I'm not sure I can change at this time. And I said, I think you can change. And I think it's worth listening to. Our children are such good mirrors for what are parts that need to grow. And I suggested to her that she listen really closely to the content of what they said. They basically said what they're hurt by, that both can be true. She was a good mom, she is a good mom, and there are parts where she is needing to grow and that she can change through therapy, even if it's short-term therapy, very circumscribed, like 8 or 12 sessions, and maybe have a session where the therapist facilitates a conversation between her child and herself where she can really listen without giving her reasons, her rationales, and her point of view. I know that's really hard for parents. People ask me, parents say, is it too much to expect that children will take their point of view and say, I understand why you did what you did? It's not too much to expect, but you have to understand the order of things. Children will always be really self-centered as it relates to their parent, and your job is to take their point of view first. They will come back to you with the understanding of that you did things because you were doing the best you could. They will come back to you. But if you need to advocate for yourself and tell your story, your side of the story, it's better done through the day-to-day interactions of having self-respect and not letting your children trample your boundaries and be too demanding or disrespectful and say, hey, I can't do this. Like, I can't lend you money, or I can't come babysit all, your children on a whim and sacrifice my own well-being. Or you can't speak to me disrespectfully. That is the way you tell your story about yourself. Say, this is who I am now. I might have been in the past somebody that needed recognition from my children and felt insecure. Today, I know how to take care of myself, and I want to be generous with you, but not at the expense of my well-being or being somehow abused or disrespected by my children. And that sets a really good example for child to be able to have that coming closer and saying, hey, my mom, she's a person, she's a human, and she has her own considerations that I really respect. I wonder what those are. Let me come around to have a cup of coffee or dinner and listen to, the music of what her life has been about.